This happened at a friend's house a couple of years ago. It was the first time she'd thrown a big party like this for Halloween. A couple of my friends and I ended up staying the night there, because no one was in any shape or mood to drive home at 2 in the morning. We crashed in her living room. The house was small and it only had one floor. The living room was to the right of the front door. It had lots of windows, and there was a pond out in front. Everything else is an empty field. Adjacent to the living room was the dining room and kitchen. To the left of that, you've got your classic creepy hallway, complete with dusty old mirror at the end of it. There were about 7 of us total, sitting in the living room, when all of a sudden, my friend stopped, claiming she heard a noise. So she and another guest went down the hall to have a look as the rest of us continued to doze off. That was until they came running out, shutting the curtains and turning off as many lights as they could. They urged us to do the same. We shut all the curtains and turned off every light in the house, save for a couple of flashlights. That's when our hostess started handing out steak and butcher knives for protection. At this point, the rest of us just wanted to know what the fuck got them so upset. Apparently, they'd gotten halfway down the hallway when one of them noticed a movement in the corner of their eye. She looked into the office, which was the first door on the right, which faced the front of the house. And there was a handprint on the window. This would only seem a little odd, but the handprint was on the outside of the window and hadn't been there before. Mind you, this was a small house. We were partying all over the place. Someone had to have been outside in the last 10 or 20 minutes to make it. The only other problem was the window in question was elevated 2 meters from the floor. As far as I'm concerned, no one at the party was 2.5 meters tall. By now, all of us were thoroughly freaked out about the fresh handprint. Except for me. Me, being oddly disinterested in freaky shit, went outside to see the handprint. That's when I realised just how tall you actually had to be to make a handprint at the top of the window like that. I figured that no one else had noticed yet, so I thought it was best not to tell them. Besides, scaring people who are holding steak knives is a stupid idea. I went back in to check on everyone. They'd considered calling the police, but the house wasn't made with a working landline, causing the reception to go to shit. I decided to calm everyone down and try to convince them that some guy just got really drunk and just hopped up to slap the window like that. Since no one had considered the height of the window, they believed me, all the way to the next morning. But when everyone went to sleep that night, I didn't. I ended up staying up, because I knew the one thing that I didn't tell everyone. I knew the truth, and I figured I should be awake in case there was a break-in. I had to use the bathroom early that night, and I found a similar handprint on the bathroom window, which happened to be at least 1/2 meter higher than the one the others had found. And when I walked outside, I realised that half the windows on the front of the house had handprints. But, to this day, I think I'm the only one who knows that. And, to this day, I still don't know whose handprints they were.